Alright, this is a quick walkthrough of how to do some of the problems on the molar mass calculations. So remember, with molar mass, we're really just looking at what is the weight of each atom in the compound and then adding them together. So you're going to look at the element symbol. Here I've got Ca, and if you look on your periodic table, you'll find that Ca is number 20, and that's calcium. The next element I have is oxygen, and the symbol is O. So I'm going to list them separately, Ca and then O. Well, I've got one calcium atom and I've got one oxygen atom. So the weight of calcium, if you look on your periodic table, you'll see at the bottom there. And I'm always going to take my weight to 2 decimal places. So I have 1 calcium, and I'm going to multiply that by 40.08. Oxygen, I also have 1. I'm going to multiply that by the mass of oxygen, which you can see on your periodic table is 16.00. Again, this is rounded to 2 decimal places. So when I multiply this times that, of course it's going to be 1 times 40.08 is 40.08, and then 1 times 16 is 16. Now I'm ready to add them up because I want to find out what is the total weight. So I'm going to add them 8, 0, 6, 5. So it's going to be 56.08, and I'm going to use the unit grams. On your periodic table, the units are in AMU, atomic mass units, but in order to do the molar mass, we're just going to convert that unit to grams. So the weight of 1 mole of the compound calcium oxide would be 56.08 grams. I'm going to switch and do one that's a little bit more difficult, one that uses parentheses. I'm going to do this number 2 right here. So I'm going to first identify the compounds, or the elements. So I've got Mg, which you can see is magnesium, C, which is carbon, and I've got oxygen again. Magnesium, I have 1 atom. Carbon, I have 1 atom. In oxygen, I've got 3. You can see that right here is a number 3. That tells us we have 3 oxygen atoms. So now I'm going to find the weight of each of these elements. So magnesium is 24.31. Carbon is 12.01. And then oxygen is 16. So 1 times 24.31 is the same thing. 1 times 12.01 is the same thing. Now 3 times 16, so 3 times 16 is 48.00. Now I'm going to add these numbers together, 48 plus 12.01 plus 24.31 equals 84.32. And then I'm going to put the unit grams. So 1 mole of this compound will weigh 84.32 grams. I'm going to do this next one, number 3, because it's got the parentheses, or the number outside the parentheses. Again, first thing I'm going to do is identify my elements. Zn is zinc. Now, for this next one, I've got a parentheses with a number outside. So anything inside the parentheses, this is just like math class, anything inside the parentheses, we're going to multiply by the number outside. So I've got N for nitrogen. I've got 2 of those, because the 2 is on the outside, so it's 2 times 1 of the nitrogen. For oxygen, I've got 3 here, and I've got a 2 on the outside, so you're going to multiply the 2 times the 3, so you're going to have 6 oxygen. So we've got 1 zinc, 2 nitrogen, and 6 oxygen. So now I'm going to find the masses on the periodic table. I'm going to go ahead and just fill these in. I'll pause the video. So the next thing is to figure out how much of each element I've got. So 1 times 65.38, 2 times 14.01, and 6 times 16. and that's 96.00. Now I'm going to add all these together. So 96.00 plus 28.02 plus 65.38 equals 189.40. And again, change the unit to grams. So you can see, adding these up, you're just adding the number of atoms in each in the compound. I'm going to do this number 8 as far as just getting a little bit more experience with using those numbers outside the parentheses. I'll let you go ahead and look up what the masses are. So the first thing is identify my compounds, or my elements. I've got nitrogen, and there's a 2 outside of the parentheses. This would be a pretend 1. So I'm going to have 2 nitrogen. 2 times 1 is 2. The next element is hydrogen. I've got 4 multiplied by 2. That's going to give me 8 total hydrogen. Now I'm on to the next one. S stands for sulfur. There's no number behind the parentheses, so I have 1. And then oxygen. There's no number behind the parentheses, so again, it'd be just whatever's inside, so 4. So go ahead and fill in your atomic weights and find out what the total is.